Hello everyone and welcome to Monster Hunter Portable Third. My name's Regnilla, and if you're joining me from the Monster Hunter Freedom Unite series, then welcome back. It's great to have you again. If you're just joining in and this is your first time on the channel, welcome as well. So for today, we are bringing you, well, the first episode of Monster Hunter Portable Third, a Japanese-only game that, with much effort, I was finally able to get an English patch up and running. Got some old save files from the physical copy that I had, and it's being presented to you on the PPSSPP emulator. So for those of you that are just joining today, here is the summary of how this series is going to work. Monster Hunter as a whole is a very time-consuming series, so it's going to take quite a long time in order to get through this game. So to make things a little bit easier, how I go about doing quests is that I take on the key quests and any unique quests that are in store. And when it comes to duplicate monster quests, unless it is itself a key quest, I generally do those type of quests offline. Now, when we get into the high rank portion of this series, that is when I switch over to my original file that I had first completed this game with. That's pretty much the completed character, and the high rank quests are more or less going to be a showcase of the how-to of how I go about doing those particular type of quests. It's all in the interest of saving time, because as I just said, this is a very time-consuming game, and it's a very time-consuming series. I'll also be doing these quests predominantly with the longsword, which is the weapon I am most familiar with. So with that said, let us get right into the action right now. And something to keep in mind here is that the button setups for me are a little bit backwards. I am using an Xbox 360 controller in order to play this game, and I believe even with the original PSP, the buttons to confirm and cancel are switched. So it's usually the circle button to cancel, and it's the X button to confirm. In this case, in the case of this game, it is the circle button to confirm, X button to cancel. So guaranteed I'm going to screw that up a few times, so bear with me. We are going to go and create a new character, and I'm going to do all this off camera because, well, it's also a kind of a time-consuming thing. So let me get all these shenanigans out in order, and I will be right back. Okay, folks, my character has been created, and now before we get started, we're going to get a very nice cutscene to showcase as to the type of place we're going to be and going to be spending the majority of our time in. And frankly, this is a gorgeous game. It is one of the most beautiful games in the series. And I think the only game that really tops it out is Monster Hunter World. But that's strictly my opinion. Monster Hunter World, of course, it is a much more graphically intensive game, and this is, well, a PSP game. So, you know, there's a pretty big difference in hardware there. But nevertheless, this is still just a beautiful game, and I think it's a damn shame that this game was not released worldwide. As a matter of fact, the village that we're going to be spending time in, you can see in Monster Hunter 4, Monster Hunter Generations, and Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. But, you know, this is a game that kind of started that whole village and that whole trend, as well as several other things that is... I want to say that it's the first to showcase in the series, but I'm not considering Monster Hunter Online or Monster Hunter Frontier. So, like, the armor for feline comrades, as far as I'm aware, this is the first game to incorporate that mechanic. So, super cool. But here we are in our village, and this is the place. So this is going to be our headquarters, and the area where we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in. Now, usually we start our game in, well, the village proper, but in this case, we're starting off in the Gathering Hall. Unlike the other places where they have cantinas and all that, where you go and get your food and your buffs, this is the hot spring over here is the place to be. This is where you get all your good shit. And let's see. Before we get into our quest, we have to meet a few people, and I could just go over the a brief summary of what we will be looking at. So let me see here. I believe it's okay. So in the case of my Xbox 360 controller, I'm getting out of the water with X. If you press the A or B button, and you know I'm not going to translate that in the the PlayStation controller, because that would be a whole other can of worms. But if you press any of the other two buttons, then you'll do some gestures in the hot springs. All right, so we're now in the village proper. Oh my god, this place is just beautiful. Absolutely love it. And the part that makes me really appreciate this whole thing is the fact that almost all of it's going to be in English, which I mean, yeah, it's so easy to take advantage of language and take it for granted until you are thrown in a scenario where you can't understand a freaking word that's being said. During my first playthrough, everything was in Japanese. I couldn't read a goddamn thing of it. Hell, I even studied some Japanese while I was at university. Still can't understand a goddamn word that's being said here. But now that it's going to be all in English, it's going to make life so much easier. So here's our village chief, and she is the one that's going to be assigning us quests. So, you know, just generic stuff to be said here. All right, so just go through this real quick, and we're gonna go and talk to some people as well. She gives us some money, which is also very nice. Here is the person that is in charge of our feline comrades. So we're gonna talk to her, and this is back when feline comrades were, well, feline comrades. They weren't called palicos. In fact, to this day, I still call our feline companions feline comrades, because the word palico just sounds goofy to me. It sounds like a combination of pal and calico, which, if you're not a cat person, you know, I'm sorry, that's not going to make any sense to you. So I cannot take the word palico seriously. So pretty much, I'm always going to be referring to these critters as feline comrades. And this is the first game in the series that, at least I'm aware of, that allows you to have two feline comrades out on quest with you at any given time. And so if we look here, we have a series of stats. And the things I'm more worried about are the attack style and targets. So I want to predominantly get anyone that's going after large monsters. So this one has a large first. He has bombs and boomerangs. And I'm getting PTSD flashbacks to Natalie in the very first Monster Hunter Freedom Night playthrough. And bombs can be scary. All right, and so I'm going to avoid felines like this one. This one doesn't attack. So this one is more for gathering and laying traps, which we'll get to that much later on. Okay, so this one, Misty, is bombs only, and large sooner with courageous. That's kind of nice. So let's see, what else do we got here? We don't really have a whole lot of melee stuff. So let's see, that's Symbol. Is that how you say it? Is it Symbol or Symbol? And you know, I think I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and get Symbol over here, and I'm going to keep their names. You can name them whatever you like once you have them hired, but for the sake of this and, you know, just making memories, we're gonna have the original names here, and I'm gonna get Misty. So I'm gonna hire this comrade as well. I'm gonna select no. And before I do anything else, because I'm also very forgetful, I am a longsword user, and the weapon I'm using right now is not a longsword. So I'm just gonna go over here, and let's see. I'm gonna change my equipment. Change equipment, and we're gonna go over to here. Okay, that's nice. That's love it. And I'm going to be going over some of the longsword mechanics as we go on. With the first quest we're going to do is going to be a basic gathering quest, so there's really not much fighting to be had. But, you know, I might showcase a few things on there. Not sure yet. Undecided in the middle of recording the video. You know, professionalism. Okay, so we got our item lady over here. She gives us the generic item stuff. And as we progress, she will be able to give us more items later on. This is our generic armor lady. She sells us the baseline armor and weapons. And considering the fact that we have 1500, we might be able to get a weapon. So if I go over to here, the longsword, I can only get the weapon that I have. Okay. Her stock is going to increase, but never by much. So, you know, only use her when you absolutely need a base weapon and you don't want to use materials in order to make it. So here is our smithy, and this person will forge us the custom weapons and armor that we're going to need later on. If you're just joining us, it is going to require both monster materials as well as currency. And here is the highlight, or at least for the highlight of the armor stuff. This is the person that forges our feline comrades' weapons and armor. So pretty cool. Whenever you make weapons and armor, you can get some scrap. You can also use materials that you have in order to create scrap and use that scrap to make weapons and armor. Nowadays, especially in World, you need standalone materials, but this guy makes crafting weapons and armor so easy for your felines. Oh, it's just so nice. And now we're going to go over here to this dude. He is in charge of the farmer, and it looks like I'm making out with him. Oh, that's several levels of gay right now. Oh, please. Oh, God. That's way too close. That is way, way, way too close. Alright, so he's the one that's going to be in charge of upgrading the farm over time as you get the farming points. And if we go over to this egg right here, I believe... Oh, that's Poogie. Oh, boy. Hold up. Gotta go through it. Alright, Poogie's happy. Alright, Poogie is, you know, he's a little pig, and Poogie's just a pet that you can pick up, pet around, but if you screw up the petting thing, he will headbutt you and run away. Now, with Poogie, it's believed that he increases the luck chances for certain things, so you want to be petting your Poogie. But the thing I wanted to interact with was this egg here. And, well, these guys are not letting me react to the egg, because you're supposed to be able to get something from this egg right here. But these guys are just not letting me have anything of it. Well, apparently... Okay, so you actually press X at the egg, and there's nothing available, so, you know, let's move on. That was a complete waste of time, but we got a Poogie out of it, so whatever. Here is our farm. It's a lot like Freedom Unite, and I believe it has some elements of Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate as well as Monster Hunter Tri. So there's some items that you might be able to put in and get some more of, but for the most part, as you upgrade it, certain things will be provided to you. Other times it's just kind of like luck, like in the case of the farm or the mushroom place, which we'll upgrade later on. There's a lot of mechanics that we will go into as we get into it. So the reason why we're here is to recruit our felines and actually put them in our I guess you want to call it inventory. I don't know. So we're gonna go over to selection here, and we are going, let's see, you click on the comrade that you want, and then you have either comrade 1 or comrade 2. And so now these two are, well, ready to go. They're going to be on quests with me. If I wanted to change them out with other felines, I could do that later on, but them's the breaks for right now. Between quests, they can do some sort of training, so I'm going to have them do very basic combat training. So the swinging stuff, it increases their attack or defense. I like how it says or instead of and, but you know, it could go either way. So that's what these two are going to be doing in between quests. But they will also be joining me, so they will get even more experience. And let's see. This guy's pretty much tutorial stuff. Alright, just go on. You know, ain't nobody got time for that. Unless, well, you're playing by yourself. Okay, so going back to the village, we are gonna go over and start our first quest. And it's gonna be something super simple. So here is what we got to start with. So let's see. I'm going to start with Harvest Shroom, which this is a pretty common quest. So we gotta find 10 unique mushrooms. All right, here we go. and we're going to be sent in to the first region of the game, which, depending on which game you're playing, it's either the Mountain Stream or Misty Peaks. I think in this game it's called Mountain Stream. I'll need to double check on that because I was skimming through everything and not really paying attention to what I was reading. It's going to be kind of a common occurrence for me, but that's just how I roll. All right, something else to consider. This guy over here. Let's say if you have any items that you need to make room for your inventory, but you have too many items. You can have this guy send some items back to, well, your item box. So that's pretty cool. So we're gonna go in here and we are gonna be met with several items. So we're gonna have a map, we're gonna have our first aid medicine, we're gonna have rations and whetstones, and of course a portable barbecue spit, which is usually made available to new hunters early on. So your medicine will recover your health, your rations will increase and recover your stamina meter, which that is very important. You don't want to be getting exhausted because then you have to catch your breath, and if you're in the middle of a fight, that is awful because it leaves you completely open for an attack. And so here are our resident herbivores. They kind of look like emus. You know, I'm not sure if that's racist against emus or something, but if you surprise one of them, if we go up to him and just hit him right in the ass right there. Let's see, he dropped an egg, and so that's going to be something you're going to keep in mind later on, because there are quests where you're going to have to go in and actually grab eggs and other stuff, and that's going to be an entire video unto itself. But let me go over the longsword mechanics real quick. So if you hold down the right bumper, you will sprint, and if you want to draw your weapon right away, you press in the Xbox 360 controller's case, it is the Y button. If you're using a PlayStation controller, it is the X button. So this is your draw slash. It is the basic opener and will allow you to immediately attack. Now, if you press the triangle slash Y button again, you will do the overhead swing, and if you continue to press it, you will, well, continue to do the overhead swing. But if you do it in combination with the B button or the circle button, you will do a thrust. So if we do, well, that wasn't the combination I wanted to do. So if we do the Y triangle and then the circle B and then back up, we start with the basic combo. So you could do this pretty much infinitely, and it is, well, you know, your basic series of attacks. Now, if you want to do the fade slash, it is the Y slash triangle and circle slash B buttons simultaneously, and you could do this in 3 directions. If you don't have any control inputs, then you're going to go backwards. However, if you do either left or right during the slash, you will move either to the left or right. However, in this game's case, it only works in the middle of a combo, so you have to do a different weapon attack first in order to pull it off. And if you press right bumper, or right bumper again with your weapon drawn, you will do the beginning of a spirit combo, which we don't have anything in our spirit gauge yet, so we can't really do anything with that. But we're going to encounter some monsters here eventually. So like these Jaggies right here. Let's go mess them up. So, you know, do a series of swings, and you see that red gauge going up. So that is a good thing. That allows us to perform a spirit combo. You need to have a good chunk of that gauge full in order to pull that off the entire combo. So all it is spamming the right trigger button, or the right bumper, and you will perform a spirit combo. So you do 2 slashes and then a series of slashes, and then if you do one more, you have the spirit round slash, and if that connects with a monster, then your spirit gauge increases by 1 level. There are several levels of the spirit gauge, going from nothing at all to white to gold to red, and with every level, you progressively get stronger. So I can also draw into a spirit combo. So if I run and then do Y slash triangle and B slash circle. I can open up with it. Let's take this guy by surprise. And boosh. And our spirit gauge goes up by 1 level. So I'm going to leave this Jaggy alone. He's really not worth my time. And I'm going to collect this wood here. This is going to help me upgrade my sword later on. And this is one of the kind of the unique gathering places. So, you know, this little guy right here is not much of a threat. So I'm just going to be on my way. I killed his brethren and, you know, just going to leave it at that. So we got to look for mushroom patches. And because I haven't played through this game in forever, I don't remember exactly where all these patches are at. But if you find mushrooms, you know, that's a good sign. And these guys over here, they like to collect mushroom stuff. And if you kill them while their bellies are full, then I believe that's also a way to get the unique mushrooms that we are looking for. So I'm going to follow these guys real quick, see if they discover something. For the most part, they will not attack you unless you attack them first. However, if their bellies are full, then they will opt to run instead. If you kill them while their bellies are full, they will drop goodies. So I think in this case, yeah, they're just going to collect honey. Yeah, these guys are not much use to me at all. So let's just get rid of them. No. There we go. Oh, wait, no, that didn't kill him. Oh god, bombs. Alright, so these guys are just going to drop honey, which is also good if you are running low on honey. So all gathering nodes have a certain limit of, attempts to gather. And so if you run out, then, especially with, in the case of honey, you can just wait for some, I believe they're called Alteros. They will go in and they will gather. And then you can kill them and get more honey from them. Alright, so these are our mushroom patches. Okay, they're definitely not what I'm used to, but no matter. Just gonna collect as many unique mushrooms as we can. I believe we need 10. That's a lot of with the Monster Hunter series. It's not just killing monsters, it's gathering as well. And especially in the older games, like when you go into early Generation 2 and especially Generation 1, holy hell the amount of gathering you have to do. And not in the good kind of gathering way, it's the really grindy, really bad kind of gathering way. Especially in the original Monster Hunter for the PS2, you only had 2 pages of inventory spaces, and you did not have a farm. And you couldn't send things to the item box. You had to make sure that your inventory had space in order to get anything. Which at some points it made it very difficult because you had to be selective about how you killed monsters and, you know, making sure that your inventory was completely empty between quests. Otherwise, you know, you'd maybe have to choose between an item that you need and an item that you want. Alright, so I'm just going around here looking for mushroom colonies, keeping my eyes peeled. I have a general idea of what they look like, and I just need 2 more. They gotta be around here somewhere. Okay, we got more of these guys. They might be able to lead me to another mushroom patch. Then again, the last one didn't really lead me to anything. But I did find the mushrooms, so there might be some mushrooms around here. I just can't see them. Oh, hello, mushrooms! So, just as an FU, and there we go. Oh, wait. Man, that's the second time I've done that. Okay. Unripe mushroom. Alright, so that wasn't helpful, but we might still be able to find what we need in here. There's 1. And there's 2. And I believe if I try to collect any more, I will be full. Oh, I guess not. I guess maybe you can hold 20 unique mushrooms as opposed to just the standard 10. Now, there are some items that you cannot take with you, so like the portable barbecue spit, the first aid medicine, and the rations, but there are items that not only you can't take with you, but you'll get rewarded if you deliver them. And they will be automatically delivered to the inventory box at the end of the quest as well. So here is our delivery box. We go over here, and we get all sorts of points that we can use to upgrade the farm. And so that's basically this quest. So this is done. And you know, bit of a long video for the intro, but you know, I think it's kind of worth it. But hopefully we can do more of these very, very soon. I am very excited to play this game again. And so we will be getting into more quests as the days go on. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. If you're interested in any of my other content, and especially if you are new to the series and you want to check out the Monster Hunter Freedom Unite videos, then I will leave a playlist at the end of the video as the annotation. So be sure to click on one of those. But until next time, take care, people.